If there's one thing that I could do if I was running this economy, I was running South Africa, I would run this economy on a 24-hour basis, on a 3-shift system. When other workers are sleeping, the other workers, they wake up in the morning and they go fill in, you know. And in that way, at least unemployment will be kept to a certain minimum. Germany did the same. It was operating on 3 shifts. In Germany, there was no unemployment. Actually, Germany is the only country that had 100% employment. Actually, Germany, during Hitler, they still wanted more people to come and work. So if you run the country on a 24-hour basis, what you do is that you link all the metros, you link all the small cities, you make them one. Imagine, for an example, if you took Midrand and you link it to Sentin, Centurion, Pretoria, you put floodlights. Floodlights. During the day and night time, it look the same. Those who are awake, they continue the business of the day, maybe from 8 o'clock until 5 in the morning. Nothing changes. Manufacturing, they continue with manufacturing. They're doing exactly what they would have done if they were employed during the day. How much money would have been created? Because it is my belief that money must never sleep. It is people who sleep, then they exchange. Those who are working at night, they feed in those who are working during the day. And we could supply the rest of the continent, starting with Africa, Namibia, until maybe the whole continent is electrocuted. Lights all over the continent. When you fly over from Cape to Cairo, lights instead of a dark continent. Imagine if people from Germany, they could order a part from BMW Western Cape, and then we reduce the time or the waiting period from, let's say if it was 48 hours, we reduce it to 15. So we'll take some of the markets, like what Taiwan has been doing all along. I don't know whether they operate on a 24-hour basis, but I know that they had surplus products that they could dump all over the world. China is doing the same today. If you landed at the airport or Johannesburg International Airport, you order a suit, you go and sleep. 5 o'clock is delivered, you continue with your meeting. If you had a puncher at night, you just call in one of the nearest garage, they come and fix your tire or replace the tire. So it will mean that the manufacturing of the tire business has to be on a 24-hour basis. Those who are awake, if they go to Pick and Pay for lunch, let's say 2 in the morning, the securities, there's floodlights, they go in there, order whatever that they order, it's found on the shelves. It means that delivery trucks must come and supply it. On one delivery truck, it uses petrol. There's a mechanic if it breaks down. There's insurances if there's crashes and accident. There's a lot of things involved. There's oil. It means the oiling companies, they're up. There's a tire bust, the tire companies are up. It delivers carrots. It means those who are manufacturing carrots or planting carrots, they must be up, filling the spaces, filling the gap. How much money you could make? You could make a lot of money. Have surplus product, dump them in Brazil. Instead of Brazil dumping their chickens here, instead of China dumping their product here, we enter into the global space at a cheaper cost. We start with Africa. Put our products there. Inspire the rest of the continent. We can make a lot of money. Having people employed on a 3-hour, on a 3-shift basis, operating on a 24 hours. I emphasize, money must never sleep. It is people that must sleep. It is people that must sleep, but not money. To make a lot of money. But unfortunately, those who run this economy don't think the same. They don't think the same. But if we were to run on a 24-hour basis, until maybe 60% of South Africa runs on a 24-hour basis, we could be the next Dubai. But because we are run by factions, by politicians who graduated in the bushes, Yeah, I guess that's a pipe dream. But until then, I so wish that one day we'd reach that stage where we operate on a 24-hour basis, supply goods and services. Because remember, when we're sleeping, other countries are not sleeping. When we are in your bed, 8 o'clock, in another country, it's in the morning. So link with those countries. Those who are awake of us, they will be linking with those countries. When they buzz into South Africa, they find that South Africa is awake and alive with possibilities. How much money you could make. Imagine somebody from Australia. When it's at night this side, they are awake that side. But when they link to South Africa, they find that there is someone to intercept them. If they order something, you know, we communicate back and forth instead of us waiting or them waiting for us to be awake. Yeah. I think this economy should run on a 24-hour basis. We could go places. Run on a 24-hour basis. Because everything in economy is interlinked. Everything is interlinked. If you're talking of this watch, there's somebody manufacturing this belt. If there's an order for this watch, there's somebody who must deliver this watch. There's a car that must deliver. If it's Toyota, Toyota is making money. There's somebody who is in the manufacturing business, manufacturing Toyota. If it's Volvo, the same. And Volvo needs oil. If it needs pistol, it needs somebody to manufacture pistols. If it needs a dashboard, somebody must manufacture a dashboard. If you could order anything at night like it's during the day, if you could do anything and everything at night like it's during the day, when you wake up, those who are awake, they feed you information. You continue as if it's one person, but different surnames, doing the same jobs. Continuation, conveyor belt, how much money you could make. How much money you could make. But unfortunately, yeah, we don't understand our footprint in this global world, because we need to find our own signature. But unfortunately, for now, we are still responding and reacting to what China is doing, reacting to big economies like United States is doing. And I tell you, there is no such thing as globalization. Globalization is imperialism. We are affected by what is happening in China, Russia, Britain. Look, if you're in a global world, how come during the times of Brexit, the pound remains strong? How come? When Donald Trump was elected, the dollar remained strong. Anything that's happening in China, they're not affected, but it's us who's affected. When you say land without compensation, the rand just plummets. How come? If you're in a global world, Mandela dies, the rand is weakened. Why? South Africa has been the most stable, not only in Africa, in the world. But our rand is still below the pound. Our rand is still below the dollar. Why? There was 911. The dollar went up. Why didn't the economy crash when they hit World Trade? We are not in a global world. Global politics or globalization simply means the first world countries imposing their will on us, adopting Americanization, maybe tomorrow, adopting the tiger, from China. Yeah, under the spell of the tiger. There is no globalization. So as Africans, it's about time that we start, asserting ourselves, setting ourselves in this world and taking our rightful place. Be it banks, be it currency. There is no need for the world to use the dollar as a medium of exchange. We can have our own currency. Those who don't want to deal with it, just stuff them. They'll be forced to come to us. We've got everything here in Africa. They'll be forced to come to us. It's about time that we take our place in the world.